Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of our Community Access. This week, we visit with the Concho Pearl Barbecue. They had their 1-year celebration. Then we visit with the new owners of the AAA Flowers store in Oxford. And finally, we had a tour of the TTI, all today in our Community Access. Welcome back. Concho Pearl Barbecue had a 1-year celebration. With the story is our reporter Rachel Baker. Rachel?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Concho Pearl, where I'm talking with the owners of the Concho Pearl. They've been here for a year. And so we're going to say, has this year been what you guys expected?
This year has been the biggest challenge, though, and no, to be honest, it hasn't been what we expected. We didn't realize how hard it is to break into a community circle of restaurants and to be the new guy on the block and to be scratch on top of that and not be a chain restaurant. And so I think our southern hospitality has helped a lot, but I don't think, and our food isn't just enough different from the other restaurants to bring you in. However, has it been consistent? Not as much as we had anticipated. Yeah.
Well, I think that might change with time, especially the longer you guys are here.
Right. And you know what? We're starting to get our own groupies, if that's what you want to call them, that come in all the time. But we need more. We need just the consistency is probably what we were looking for.
Absolutely. I hope that comes with time. And so what about you? Has this been what you expected it to be, running your own restaurant up here?
So I've worked in the restaurant industry for about 10 years now. I've never actually owned one, so it's not quite what I expected. It's fun and challenging in some ways, and looking to learn more year by year.
All right.
A lot of hard work. A lot of hard work.
And I know we talked about this a lot when we first interviewed you guys when you first opened, but I mean, I'm completely amazed because I've only been here a couple times since the opening, and I remember what it was when Big Boy was here, and it's changed so much. The inside, I mean, you guys completely took it, flipped it inside out, and then you got it.
And we found some gems in here too. When you take off pink tile, you find bricks, which was very southern and barbecue for us. So we thought that was a little gem to find. We found a brick wall, and they had it all covered up. So yeah.
So what you guys did was you tore up a little bit.
Right, exactly. And then we completely redid the kitchen. The kitchen is brand spanking new compared to Big Boy. Now that I've been in some restaurant kitchens, I'm very proud of our kitchen. I like the system of our closing down. We're spotless every night. If you was to come in the next day, you would think we hadn't even cooked here before. And so I'm very proud of the way we keep our kitchen and keep it clean for everybody's safety.
So what are your jobs in a day?
Well, it starts with a couple phone calls. I'm ordering food constantly. We go shopping for the restaurant. You never know what you're going to need on hand. I do all the liquor and beer ordering, so if you guys are looking for some good beer, come and hang out. You know, my mom does the scheduling. I do all the hiring, all the fun stuff that, you know, everybody else wishes they could do.
All right. Well, I mean, the place looks gorgeous, and you were telling me a little bit about the artwork behind us.
Yes, and I do want to point that out. That is a local artist. His name is Colin, and he did work here for a while, but his artwork just stands out, and so we did commission him for some artwork to stand out here. It gives it a pop. I just love it.
And I like that you were telling me about. See, when I looked at it, I thought it was a lizard.
Oh yes,
and
because of the size.
Right.
But you know, we do everything big in Texas, and so when we make something, we're going to make it a little bigger than it really is. You know, because we do everything big in Texas. But it's really just a horned toad, and so it's just as big as a frog or a toad, and they're almost extinct, and that's why I have it here. My uncle from Texas sent it to me. He's the one who made it, and. Just a little information about them. They'll spit at you, and you can also put them to sleep, but you won't ever find one to play with anymore.
We were at the bar a little bit earlier, and I was wowed by the presentation. I mean, it was gorgeous. It's not just you're stacking your bottles up. You guys turned it into art? What goes into doing all that?
So basically, me, my dad, and great uncle had a pretty fun week. We built the bar. We have an old bowling alley floor, so it makes it pretty, authentic. There's not another one like it. And, we had a bunch of local distilleries, world-renowned distilleries, and a ton of craft beer, and it kind of makes it all blend together.
Other than barbecue and typical Texan tacos you were telling me
We got
about?
a little Tex-Mex going on with our smoked meats. So Kelby will probably tell you a little bit more about the enchiladas and what have you, but
Yeah, so we got a couple different tacos that we feature. We have vegetarian tacos, smoked shrimp tacos, which are my personal favorites, and then we also have our featured tacos for Taco Tuesday. So come hang out, $2, $3, and $4 tacos. Enchiladas are probably one of the house favorites. And, we got some Tex-Mex flares in our burgers, our salads, and a little bit of everywhere on the menu.
All right, so you guys have been here a full year. How does it feel to be here in Michigan, not in Texas?
no, we're not in Texas. But I will tell you, the year went faster than I expected. And that's probably because I was in and out a lot. But he has been here full time, day and night. It probably didn't go quite as quick for him. But, doing the caterings and the food truck and the restaurant all together keeps us on our toes. So it does go fast. Yeah.
All right, well, I think with that, I'll say thank you to both of you.
I did want to mention.
So there was something you told me about.
Yes, I
This
did
community
want to
involvement you guys
community
did.
Involvement. How much we have enjoyed being in this community and the involvement that we have got to participate in. We started out with the Chamber of Commerce, and then they helped us build on our community involvement. We ended up in the booster clubs and helping out with some of the sports team at the refreshment stands. And then we have also done a lot of fundraisers, and I know all the teams are wishing for donations, and I was so hoping I could help out there. But actually, it was a win-win. They can come in here and we can do a fundraiser with them, and they get a percentage of how many they bring in to eat. That has worked out very well. The wrestling team did phenomenal with that. And we've done tennis.
Chargers football team. We've done a couple wrestling teams. We did golf for the high school.
Yeah. And we've participated in the Oxford Adventures downtown, the parade, and those Thursday nights where they do the music and stuff. Concerts at the park and stuff. We have been at the chili cook-off, and we have thoroughly enjoyed the people we've met here. And we're so glad to be involved in the community. And come and see us and ask us if we can help you out. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. Being very involved in the community, coming from Texas to Michigan, and fully integrated in Oxford.
Exactly.
I mean, thank you guys so much for all you do and a beautiful restaurant that you have.
Thank you for coming out and interviewing with us.
All right.
We appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
We sure do.
All right, I think back to you, Bill.
By the way, Pearl is one of our sponsors of our Oxford Community Television. Next up, Rachel went to the owners of the AAA Flower store in Oxford for an interview. Again, it's Rachel.
Welcome to AAA Flowers. Thank you for coming out today to help the new owner, Penny Murphy, and her extended family that have now taken over ownership of the traditional stone in Oxford, AAA Flowers. And I'm going to pass the mic to you, Penny, and let you tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, I have come in on the tails of giants. Ronnie and Wendy have owned A&A Flowers for a very long time.
Yeah.
Since when?
It's been 40 years.
40 years. So my job's easy. I don't really have to do anything. They did it all already. I bring custom engraving to the shop. So I do custom engraving on wood, metal, and glass. We're still doing the great flowers that we've always done. These two are, I call him Master Yoda for a reason. And no one does wedding flowers better than Wendy does.
Right.
So we still have that going for us. And now we can also be a unique gift store as well. So that's our story.
Well, welcome to the Oxford business community. All right. Now we're going to have you do the traditional ribbon cutting. Who wants to step up and... There we go. Hey!
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AAA Flowers, where I am talking to the new owner, Miss Penny Murphy. So, Penny, what is your relation to Ron and Wendy, the previous owners?
I am actually Ronnie's second cousin. So I don't know exactly who's related to who when it comes to, previous, but we're cousins.
And how long have you worked in the shop?
I have only worked in the shop this time since July, but I worked in the shop for a summer, about 6 months years ago. So, which was fun. It's always fun to work with them.
And so what kind of, I've been told that you have some wood and glass experience. So what kind of new elements will you be bringing to the shop?
I do custom engraving on wood, metal, and glass. So on glass, it's etching. On the wood, it's engraving or wood burning, for lack of a better way to describe it. And then on metal, it's actually marking. So it burns a mark into the metal.
And you guys have everything to do that in shop?
In shop, exactly.
And how long have you done that?
I have done the engraving and etching for about 4 years now. So, yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
I love it. I don't actually have as much time to do it as I did before because we're so busy in the shop. But yeah, I'm hoping, when people order things, I actually stay later at night or on weekends and get it done.
All right. And let's talk a little bit to what A&A was before you got here with just Ron and Wendy. So what would they do, I guess, most of the time that you might want to revamp or maybe refresh?
Well, I think what they've done really well for many years is the flower designing, which is what they both love to do. So my thought going forward is to let them do what they've always done, just put their heads down and do what they love and keep people happy, because we're dealing with people at crucial milestone events in their lives: weddings, birth of children, milestone birthdays, funerals. So we need to make sure that stays in place and that everything is done as wonderfully as it always has been. But I like the thought of bringing more of a unique gift shop environment into Oxford. We don't have a Hallmark store anymore. So I'm hoping to fill a niche where people can come in and do that one-stop shopping for those gifts that they need last minute for birthdays, anniversaries, whatever.
That sounds like a great plan. So excellent status quo and then bringing in a gift shop element. So I'd also like to ask you a little bit about the history of A&A. So you were telling me a little earlier off camera about the history of the name and then also location. Could you touch on that to the audience?
Sure. A&A Flowers started across the street over near where Italia Gardens is now, or not Italia Gardens, but the Italian restaurant here in town. And it's named A&A, not to be first in the phone book, but because the original people for the flower shop were named Anna and Alice. So that's where A&A came from. Ronnie started working in the flower shop in 1972 when he was still in high school, and then has just kind of remained a fixture here. And actually him and his wife Wendy opened this store across the street in the old clothes closet in 2000. So they've been here a long time.
So that really sounds beautiful. The clothes shop you were telling me, also you're bringing a little element of that in here too.
Yes. So I carry a line of women's clothing, hats, gloves, scarves, ponchos, coats, things like that. And I have it in a little alcove in the front of the store that I am putting a sign over that says the clothes closet, just as kind of a throwback to Gladys, saying we know what you did and it was wonderful. We want to just keep a piece of that.
I'm sure Oxford really appreciates the history being maintained here.
I hope so.
Because I really do think this place is so beautifully homey. It's not a big commercial place. It's very, very nice. All right, I also would like to ask you a little bit about your wood and glass experience. What does that mean to a consumer? Because I don't know. I've seen glasses that were etched and, of course, wood burned. But what is the process that goes behind all of that? I'm sure it's much more than what meets the eye.
Well, what I do is a little different than, because a lot of people will say, oh my gosh, you do that with a wood burner. I don't stand downstairs with a wood burner, like we did in high school or whatever. I actually have a laser. So there's a computer program that I can do the artwork in, and sometimes it is starting with a sketch that I then put it through the software. I think of the laser as a printer. So once I get the artwork the way I want it and it's approved by the customer, then I put wood, a cutting board or a tray or whatever into the printer, which is the laser, and it does its thing. I have to tell it what to do, but then it does it. And it's the same idea with glass. I can do glass trays or glass cake plates or whatever, but the laser is just a printer. It does what I tell it to do.
Oh, that's great. And what about painting? Does it do color? I mean,
on glass, we can add color. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's not as, I just don't like the look because the color doesn't stay even all the way through. The wood is wonderful. I mean, you can't do better than the wood engraving. On glass, I think just clear glass with the etching on it. But I do as well do marble and like porcelain and ceramic tiles that you can put a color on it. And that works very well. So I've done memorial stones for pets and for human beings. Just depends on what people want. But on glass itself, it's just the etching.
All right, so Penny, you are taking over A&A, keeping things excellent at status quo, trying to bring in that gift shop element. I really like the clothes shop because bringing the history too. Yes. That's very nice. And so, ladies and gentlemen, come out to A&A Flowers, where we're bringing a slightly nicer twist to something that's been here for a very long time. Back to you, Bill.
Welcome to the new owners of the A&A Flowers. Next up, Rachel and photographer Russell Courier went to tour the TTI Training and Treatment Innovations. Let's watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TTI, where we are going to talk to some people about how they help people with mental disabilities get jobs and integrate into society. Let's go check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TTI, where I am talking to the Senior Program Manager, Ms. Tanya Wapel. So, Tanya, what is TTI? What does it stand for, and what do you guys do for the community?
Our name's TTI stands for Training and Treatment Innovations. We are an outpatient mental health clinic. We've been established since 1987. We just most recently came into Oxford in 1995. We get our funding through Oakland Community Health Network, and we get referrals, and then they are brought into our organization, and we have an ACT program, we have case management programs, we have a young adult program, we have therapy, we have doctors, we have nurses, and basically we are helping our individuals get all the services they need towards recovery. So they could be coming in for multiple different reasons. They could be coming in for wanting help with employment, help with housing, help with medications, help with therapy. We do it all. We are a one-stop shop.
And I wanted to ask you a little bit about the programs you offer here. You were talking about an ACT program, a youth program. Could you run through basically what those do?
Yep, absolutely. We actually have a young adult program that was established in 2003. It's based off of a TIPS model, and we service people from 17 and a half to 25. And we offer case management services, peer support specialist services. Peer support specialists is people that are in recovery that actually now are employed through our organization. We offer young adult groups, skill building, employment, volunteer opportunities, and we actually have a really successful young adult program. We have probably about 100 individuals, and out of that, probably 60% are employed. From our IPS program, but also from the case managers helping with that as well.
It must feel good to be that successful.
Yes, and then we also have our case management programs, which is our lowest intensity program that we have here at TTI. We have roughly 600 individuals that we serve through those, and we have the case managers, and they help with housing and medications and employment, whatever their life domain is, whatever it is that they need help with. That is what we're there to do. We link, coordinate, monitor.
Wow.
And then we also have an assertive community treatment program, and this is more of our higher intensity program where we service 75 different individuals, and they are needing help with really a lot of monitoring. They can be seen anywhere from 1 day a week to 7 days a week as well. But we also have a lot of people in that program who have also obtained employment and have moved to a lesser restrictive program, which would then be a step down to case management or a young adult. We do have also a clubhouse that's actually down the location over here, and that clubhouse is to model a work order day. So the members that actually join that work order day, actually it mimics as if they are working every single task. They sign up for different job duties. They sign up for clerical. They sign up for IS. They sign up for kitchen duty. They sign up for the boutique. They sign up for whatever it is, and it helps them to get mentally and physically prepared for a job. Our Clubhouse also has 4 TEs, which is transitional employment, and basically they developed relationships with also employers in the community. Somebody will fill a TE position, and it's anywhere between 6 and 9 months, and the staff actually go with the member there, learn the job, and if the member calls in and they're sick, the staff will actually go in and fill in, and it's of no cost to the organization. No cost to the business. And it actually just helps somebody get ready for their independent employment. And we actually have somebody that we want you to kind of talk to that actually has gone through that process.
All right, and I think this is a good time to get to know them. All right, thank you so much, Tanya.
Thank you.
And now we're going to talk to the deputy director, right, of TTI. And so I wanted to ask you about the ABA clinic here. You help people with autism.
Yes, so ABA is Applied Behavioral Analysis, and we've been doing it here out of our Oxford office for about the last 2 years. We service children and young adults ages 18 months up to the age of 21. ABA is an evidence-based practice, and we do both home-based and clinic-based.
So what does it, so do people with autism come in here and say, I need help, can you help me here? And then what do you guys do? Specifically, like what kind of programs do you guys work through to help them integrate?
Right. Yes, we often get referrals from directly from families, from our local Oakland County Community Mental Health. We start by doing a really comprehensive assessment to see what challenges the individual is experiencing. All types of things from social, communication, behavioral, learning. And we really focus on the positive and proactive measures, again, using the principles of applied behavioral analysis to help our children and individuals just make progress.
How many people are in the program now?
We have approximately 14 individuals in our program from the full age range, from very young up to the young adults up to age 20 and 21.
And when did it start? I've heard it's fairly new.
It's fairly new here out of this office for us. We've been doing it for the last couple of years. TTI has been providing it in a local county, in our Macomb County program, for about the last 7 years.
Okay. And what is the success rate?
We have great success, both from, just hearing from the parents, but seeing it with our own eyes in the clinic, in the homes, in the community. It's amazing to have a child talk for the first time, to be able to say mama and daddy, to be able to play, to do things that, a lot of our parents have lost hope. So to see that regained in the communication skills, the play skills, the socialization skills, it's really amazing.
And do they integrate in schools better, in their jobs better?
Absolutely.
And how so?
Just being able to communicate, to be able to go into the community, to be able to be a participating family member, to have those successes in school. We do job skills as well, cooking skills, peer interactions. We have peer groups, play groups, so the full gamut.
Wow. And there you go. Thanks so much for talking with me.
Sure, thank you.
And now we're going to talk to someone who has benefited from the programs here at TTI. So, Michael, what did you come in for, and what did they do for you?
I came in 2011 for about 2-year period, and TTI actually came to where I was in a hospital, and they actually came and talked to me. I was going to Detroit for services, and I had no idea that services like this were offered in Oakland County. And once I found out what the services were, I was totally excited and geeked. And they provided me with transportation to get there and back, and I had a case manager, and I also, as Tanya mentioned, I was a participant in the clubhouse, and I worked the work order day, and it was really fulfilling, and it really helped my self-esteem. And after that, I'd moved briefly away from Michigan, and but when I came back to Michigan after about 2 years, I wanted to come back to TTI. There was no choice in the matter. That's where I wanted to be. So I went through Common Ground, and they helped sign me up to get into TTI again and in the clubhouse. And when this opportunity of transitional employment occurred, I was really excited. I knew things were good to be happening, and they sure did.
And so, did you learn, how many new skills do you think that TTI taught you to be able to handle your new job? Did you find all of them to be applicable, the things they taught you in the clubhouse, to the things that you did at your job?
Very much so. There's 2 units at the clubhouse, a culinary, which is more the kitchen, and then there's the business unit, and I chose the business unit. And we learned how to do janitorial skills, cleaning skills, pretty much anything other than cooking. and it worked great. I mean, I was told I was doing a good job, which helped me so much. The support that I received at the clubhouse, it just helped me so much, my self-esteem, and I wasn't used to that. And then when they offered me a TE position, which is transitional employment, it's about 6 to 9 months, I was more than willing to do it.
Wow.
And since then, it's been everything and more.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So how long were you trying to find a job by yourself before you found TTI?
Sure. During a 2-year period, I tried 3 jobs on my own.
Okay.
And I have issues with some anger management, and I also have issues with self-esteem, and they both turned out not to work. What I needed was something from the clubhouse and TTI that would provide me support if I need to go to somebody to talk to about the job that I was doing. And just knowing you have that support, it means everything to me. And I've been doing it for almost 6 months now, and it's just been great.
And they've been following through with you during your job?
They've been following me through. They're very, very pleasant, very comfortable. I feel very comfortable around them. They will help me, if I have a problem, and they won't get angry. They'll work with you and give you support that you need. And that goes for almost anybody here. Everybody is just great. It's like a family.
What would you say to people watching now that would like to try TTI?
I would say it'd be one of the best things that you could do for yourself. If you're having trouble getting along with your employer, or if you aren't getting enough praise at the job you do and you feel you should be doing, TTI will give that to you. They will stand next to you, and they will definitely help you in any way they can, and they have me, and I'm forever grateful.
All right, I think we'll end there. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you.
Good job, crew. Well, that's all the time for this week. We hope you enjoyed our program. So, for our reporter, Rachel Baker, and our photographers, Dan Zweiss and Russell Courier, and our technical director, Kyle Snadge, and our editor, Tara Stiles, and me, I'm Bill Service. And you have a great, great week.